the man to kill time, raised 2 crocodiles in his swimming pool, and invited friends to his house every day, having fun with crocodile races in the pool. Unexpectedly that day when his first love was feeding the fish, she accidentally dropped her bracelet into the pool. To please his beloved, the man casually offered 50,000 yuan, telling the waiter to go into the water to get it back for him. But who would be willing to become crocodile food for 50,000 yuan? Seeing no one respond, he raised the reward to 100,000 yuan. These words were heard by another waiter, who took the job without hesitation. But the man immediately recognized the voice. It was clearly his girlfriend. It turned out that a year ago the man lost a truth or dare game, and had to pursue a girl from the slums. To create opportunities to get along, he arranged a scene of rescuing the beauty as a hero, and let the actors knock him out, pretending that his legs were disabled. Since that day the girl has been devoted to him, taking meticulous care of his daily life. And today he discussed with the doctor again, to set up a new scene. The doctor declared in front of the woman, that the man's calf muscles had atrophied severely, and amputation would be the only option if he didn't have surgery. The doctor told the woman the surgery cost 300,000 yuan, telling her to raise the money as soon as possible. 300,000 yuan was undoubtedly a huge sum for the woman, but for her boyfriend she swallowed her pride, begging the doctor for a few more days, to give herself a chance to raise the money. The doctor exchanged a glance with the man, then agreed to her request. After being discharged from the hospital the woman took care of him carefully day after day, assuring her boyfriend that she would definitely raise the surgery fee. She even gave up the opportunity to further her studies at the Academy of Fine Arts, not knowing that the spot had long been taken by her boyfriend's first love. The woman, who knew nothing about this, hurriedly said goodbye to her boyfriend for fear of being late for her part-time job. In her eyes her boyfriend was the best man in the world. After the woman left, the man casually lifted the quilt covering his legs, and saw his girlfriend downstairs, hesitating whether to scan the shared bike to save a few yuan. A satisfied smile appeared on his lips. He had already rented the entire floor they were staying on, and the other rooms were occupied by his wealthy friends. The group could, through the surveillance, watch her exquisite performance at any time. His friends praised his acting as good as a movie king, but the man turned around and changed into another outfit, preparing to go out to have fun with his friends. At the bus stop the woman was waiting for the bus with her head down. She saw a donation notice posted on the telephone pole, which said there was a subsidy of 20,000 yuan. The woman turned around and went to the hospital to make the donation. Soon the 20,000 yuan arrived in her account. She looked at the phone screen and breathed a sigh of relief. The treatment fee was finally almost raised. At this time a friend sent a message saying, a wealthy family needed a waiter for 800 yuan a night. She took the job without the slightest hesitation, not knowing that the owner of the mansion she was going to tonight was her boyfriend, who was bedridden with paralysis. On the other side the man was holding a welcome banquet for his returning first love. He took out a necklace worth 3 million yuan as a gift, then went to the pool with everyone to see the 2 crocodiles he raised. The first love accidentally dropped her bracelet while feeding the crocodiles. Seeing this the man casually pulled out a stack of money, telling the waiter next to him to pick it up. Seeing no one respond, he raised the reward to 100,000 yuan again. The woman knew this was her chance to raise the surgery fee, so she agreed without hesitation. The man heard this familiar voice. A trace of doubt crossed his mind, but his thoughts were interrupted by his first love. At this time friends pulled the woman one after another. After all, she had just had surgery and couldn't go into the water. But the woman just shook her head. She vowed to raise the medical expenses for her boyfriend. The wealthy kids beside her were still sneering, shouting that if she was cowardly she shouldn't take the money. But the woman put down her phone, casually picked up a piece of meat and threw it into the pool. After the crocodiles swam over, she immediately jumped into the water, but was targeted by another hidden crocodile. The people on the shore instead showed proud expressions, laughing at this woman who would risk her life for money. Her friends tried their best to distract the crocodile's attention. At the critical moment, she finally got the bracelet at the bottom of the pool. The man on the shore calmly sent a message to his girlfriend. Suddenly he heard a familiar phone notification sound from the table. He remembered it was the exclusive notification sound he set for his girlfriend. He hurried to call his girlfriend, but no one answered, so he secretly breathed a sigh of relief, thinking that maybe he had heard it wrong. At this moment the woman had climbed out of the pool, holding the bracelet and asking the man for the reward. The man stood up angrily and tore off his mask, sneering at the woman for being willing to do anything for money. At this time the man's friend echoed, "This woman is far inferior to your little girlfriend, who is poor but pure and kind, working more than a dozen jobs a day to support you." Only then did the woman realize in shock, the man she had given everything before, even damaging her body to save, was actually the famous young master of Haicheng. All that talk about paralysis and amputation were just tricks he played on her. The man casually transferred 3 million yuan to his first love, telling her to buy a new bracelet, while the bracelet the woman risked her life to retrieve was casually thrown back at her by the man, claiming it was a tip for her. The woman suddenly remembered that before, when her boyfriend gave her a 15 yuan street stall bracelet, she could be happy for several days. At this time the first love told the woman to kneel down and thank them quickly, but how could the woman who knew all the truth accept it? Seeing this, the man immediately signaled his friends to hold the woman to the ground. The woman's dignity was shattered, and all she got in return was laughter from the crowd. A friend couldn't bear it and reminded him in a low voice that the woman had donated bone marrow twice today to raise the surgery fee for her boyfriend, but the man only sneered, saying she was probably too ugly to find anyone else, so she used the stupid method to please him. He stood up confidently, wanting to see how ugly the woman was, but the moment the woman's mask was torn off, he was completely stunned.